It is still Teacher Richard. We are on the biogeochemical cycles. It's the second unit of senior 6, and we are now going to see the nitrogen cycle in particular. You know that nitrogen is one of the main components of the biochemical molecules, like DNA, like RNA. A lot of biochemical molecules are made up of nitrogen. So we are going to see how this nitrogen circulates in the ecosystem. First of all, you know, the nitrogen, I would like to remind you, contain or make the 78% of the gases in the atmosphere. So these gases have a huge nitrogen which needs to be used, which needs to be extracted here on the earth and be used by the organisms. In the earth we have a lot of nitrogen fixing bacteria that live in the roots of some legume, and those nitrogen fixing bacteria fix the nitrogen and converts so that it can be used. So we are going to see this cycle. Okay, first of all, in the first place, the atmosphere contains a lot of nitrogen, which is atmospheric nitrogen. This atmospheric nitrogen is picked up by the plants through the nitrogen fixing bacteria that live in the legume root nodules. Okay, first place here, the first step is being fixed or being taken by nitrogen fixing bacteria in the root nodule, and this nitrogen fixing bacteria in the soil also can pick up the nitrogen from the atmosphere, which means there are two types of nitrogen fixing bacteria: those live in the root nodules and those that live in the soil. After being picked up, this nitrogen is converted into ammonium molecule, ammonium ion, through the process of ammonification, and this is done by the nitrifying bacteria. The nitrifying bacteria convert that ammonium into nitrates. Okay, they convert the ammonium into the nitrates, and these nitrates are converted into nitrates. NO3 is nitrates, while the NO2 here is nitrates, by the nitrifying bacteria. And these nitrates are the ones that are used by some organisms, some plants use the nitrates. They don't use nitrogen as such. Okay, which means a plant cannot fix the nitrogen and use it directly. This nitrogen needs first of all to be converted into ammonium, then into nitrates, then into nitrates, then get assimilated by the plant. Okay, another way is that this nitrogen fixing bacteria, after picking up the nitrogen, okay, this nitrogen is of course turned into this ammonium ion, into nitrates, then into the nitrates, then assimilated by the plant. Okay, when this plant gets decomposed, okay, when the plant gets decomposed, this nitrogen will now go back into the atmosphere. How? There are also other bacteria that we call denitrifying bacteria. The nitrifying bacteria will convert the nitrates into the nitrogen, and this nitrogen will go back into the atmosphere, and the cycle will repeat. Okay, from the nitrogen fixing bacteria that will fix the nitrogen into the ammonium, into the nitrates, nitrates that can be used by the plant through assimilation, and these nitrates is then